We will gather questions at the end of the panel. The second speaker is Oana-Valentina Suciu, who's teaching at the Political Science Department of the University of Bucharest. She's also head of the Master Programs Department of the Romanian Culture Institute. She will, the paper that she will present is entitled Brief History of the Ethnic Minorities in Post-1989 in Romania.
Thank you very much, Bogdan. It's a pleasure to be here. Now, why ethnic minorities? And actually, Professor Gallagher did answer a little bit earlier, because they are a challenge. They are a challenge for the political system, they are a challenge for the party system, they are a challenge for any researcher. Now, the situation of ethnic minorities in Romania visibly improved immediately after 1989. In December, we already had the Hungarian party forming, and soon after, 16 other minority organizations were registered with the state authorities. However, many of these gains were considered to be reversible by the leaders of these organizations. First of all, because the Romanian constitution was defining the country as unitary national state, a formulation which was kept even in the re-approved shape of the constitution in October 2003. Moreover, the electoral law has a very restrictive, and the electoral laws that they had throughout all the elections in Romania in the last 20 years, they have this restrictive character by saying, and I quote again, under the present law, by an ethnic minority, we understand the ethnic group represented in the National Minority Council. The National Minority Council being a governmental body that was set up in the mid-1990s, and whoever is not represented in this council is not entitled to run in elections, or is subjected to a very harsh condition to gather signatures from too many people, sometimes more than the members of the ethnic community itself. So these laws start from the wrong premises, I would rather say, that the ethnic minorities are unitary political, social and cultural actors, which they are not, as we will further see on. Now, why again are minorities so important? In a country where we have a majority of approximately 90%, why would we be interested in minorities? We have approximately 7% Hungarians, 2.5% Roma, and then if we are to look in statistical terms, the rest of the ethnic groups appear to be negligible. But the Hungarians managed to form up one of the most important and interesting parties in the Romanian party system, which, to my view, fits perfectly in the definition given by Giovanni Sartori to what a political party is. It's a permanent organization, it has a coalition potential, and they proved it extensively, and they have a blank mail potential, which they also have proven extensively. There are also other organizations which are important, although, as I said, 90%. If we look at the German Democratic Forum, who gave one of the most popular politicians in Romania, Klaus Iohannis, the mayor of Suciu, we could also speak about successful ethnic political parties, which initially went through a confrontational period with the rest of the parties that were formed in Romania immediately after December 1989, only to slowly go into sort of compromises and even collaboration. If we look at all the governments in Romania starting with 1996, we have, for instance, the Hungarian Union, UDMR, member, formal or informal, in the government, either supporting the government or being a member in the government. The Hungarian Union, first of all, started to play a pivotal role in the government's formation. And what they also managed to do, and I think this is even more important, they have played an important role in the public policy formulation, especially in the case of the public administration law, and also in the case of the law of education. And it's enough to look at the debates that are going on right now regarding the educational law, the new educational law, and see which is the position of the Hungarian party in Romania. As for the rest of the ethnic minorities who, according to this electoral law, are entitled to one seat in the lower chamber of the Romanian parliament, in the Chamber of Deputies, they're considered to be a safe partner. They were a safe partner for any party that was into power. It's enough to look at the statistics accomplished by the Institute for Public Policies to see that the ethnic MPs support the governmental policies from the very beginning, 1990, up to this day. It is also interesting to see how their behavior has changed in terms of policy formulation and the bills that they are putting forward. And it's a very interesting phenomenon. If until 2004 these representatives of the ethnic minorities, and it is 18 of them in the Chamber of Deputies, did not really remark themselves as important politicians, the number of bills that they put forward was really low. The rate of absenteeism was also really high. Things changed completely in 2008. Why, I can't really say, but for instance, there are politicians such as the representative of Italians, for instance, who have put forward 104 bills in, say, approximately 2 years. So this system of positive discrimination did work in a positive manner for the ethnic minorities. On the other hand, this Romanian law generates a basic theoretical question about fairness, I would rather say. So in spite of this positive discrimination. Because we have cases in which ethnic political parties, and over here I won't go into more details, but even calling them parties is also controversial because they are not political parties per se. They are minority organizations that run in elections. But anyway, there are organizations that receive a couple of hundreds of votes, and they are represented in the Romanian parliament, whereas parties such as the Greens or the National Peasant Party, who obtain, say, 100,000 votes, 200,000 votes, do not pass the threshold. So again, it's a question of fairness, I would rather say. Now going back to the Hungarian party, they have been really successful, although the number of the MPs has decreased throughout the years. They started with, if I remember correctly, something like 27 deputies in 1990, being ironically the main opposition party in Romania in 1990 instead of the Liberals or the Christian Democrats. Now they have 22 deputies and 9 senators. The